What up, everyone? So today in this video, we're reacting to Burning Sins Chapter 1, Part 2, fanfic reading, a non-dramatic MLP. Well, oh, right there. Not freak, right there it is. By Straight to the Studio, by Straight to the Point Studio, suggested to me by Midnight Phoenix. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get it. Power, but I'm back with the name of the we're gonna be right to the video talking about the beginning. My camera wasn't even sitting the whole freaking time with the freak. Okay, now I am praying to the good Lord up above that this video works. Because if you see my last one, hopefully you haven't, but if you have, the audio around the 6-minute mark became off. I don't know how, because throughout the whole video up to the 6-minute mark it was perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden I don't understand how the freak that happened. Now I'm still tired, but for some reason, I thank God for this, by the way, I feel a little bit more energetic to record a video. Of course, you can hear the vent zone. I'm not going to wait for that thing to go off, because by the time that thing goes off, I'll be too tired to record a video. So here I am. Let's go and get into this. It's 14 minutes, 13 seconds. I want to get this over with, get it edited for you guys, hopefully uploaded by today. The date is 6/18. So hopefully, yeah. Now, by the last video, I have no freaking clue what the freak happened. Excuse me, throat for pretty freaking dry. I have no freaking clue what the freak happened. Now, that being said, did I rewatch it again? No, I can't. I can't do that. I just don't have it in me to do that. So, I know a little bit. There's a guy named Nathan, and yeah, he's killing people. There you go. Story summed up. No, for real, I think he I think his past wasn't that good, and then the past followed him or something like that. I don't know. Let's go and get into this.
Burning Sins.
Burning Sins.
Chapter 1, Part 2.
Chapter 1, Part 2.
There are things that we never want to let go of. People
Facts.
we never want to leave behind.
Yep.
But keep in mind that letting go isn't the end of the world. Letting go means to come to the realization that some people, events, and even mistakes are part of your history.
Facts,
But they're
bro.
not a part of your destiny. You'll soon learn that one of the happiest moments of your life is when you find the courage to let go of what you can't change.
Yeah, bro.
There's
Go.
nothing quite like the salty, misty air of the beachfront, the sour yet sweet smell of the ocean, the sand covering your toes as you dig your feet under it.
I did that the other week.
Sight and sensation is one thing Nathan grew to appreciate.
Nathan,
He
yep,
crossed
that
from
is
one
his
country
name.
to another. It calmed him in a sense, helped him simmer down his emotions and take a step back to...
By the way, I don't think this is actually MLP reading. It doesn't sound like it at all. Why Celestia there? It beats me. It beats me. I don't know. I have no freaking clue. I don't know. I don't think he was a pony. The last video I just said the ponies do smoke. I knew it. I just did that just as a joke. I didn't really think he was a pony at all. But yeah, I don't think he's a pony. I think it might just be a normal human, because he said he lives in America. So that ponies now live in America in the MLP world, I guess. When was this made? How old is this reading? It doesn't matter. It don't change my fact that I don't think this is ponies. But,
Look at himself. To reflect. Whether it was on the shores of England or on the boat he cruised with to the edges of Florida, he found comfort here most times than none. Now, standing on the cliffs overlooking a near 100-foot drop into the precipice depths of the ocean below, he felt he hadn't appreciated it enough, given the current circumstances.
Excuse me.
Sitting on top of an old and classy 1962 Ferrari, Nathan swung his legs back and
Yeah,
forth as half the sun was still
his legs?
over
Okay. This is not a My Little Pony reading. Unless it becomes a reading, My Little Pony reading later on, I don't know. But right now, it is not a My Little Pony reading. I can assure you that. Sorry for pausing.
Watching as the waves gently culminate and splash onto the side of the cliffs.
It's a Ferrari,
he took an
bro.
uneasy and bated breath.
It's a Ferrari.
The last pathogen was inside the trunk of this car.
Lamborghini still
He
better.
was tied by heavy rope,
Just
gagged, and wrapped with tape to keep him from screaming. He won't be going anywhere.
Wait,
And
what?
For the last hour or so, Nathan hadn't
Screaming.
heard so much as a peep from him. This was good. It
They
made the storms
dead.
easier for him to handle.
Suffocation.
Emotions running high clouded Nathan's judgment, kept him from doing things properly.
But my temperature's running
This
high,
last
bro.
thug was going to die. But he
I
had
don't
to
know.
focus on the smaller details of it. The process that would drive home the conclusive points Nathan had been drilling and shooting into each of his subordinates. The saga of violence and tragedy was almost over. All that was left was to kill him. Well,
Yeah.
him, his wife, and daughter, that is. Looking into the Ferrari's back seat, Nathan could see two girls bound and gagged, their seatbelts keeping them in place as they tried to struggle. Rolling his eyes, he jumped off the car, using the keys to pop the trunk.
It's like a
Walking over
stand
to it,
type
he
deal,
opened
bro.
it, seeing Paxton inside. For a moment, the founder of the gang that ruined him squirmed, held firmly by the ropes, in his voice but a few muffled swears and slurs. Looking him over, Nathan pursed his lips, remembering a face like that very well. That day, when he killed all of the thugs that stood between him and his deranged mother. This man was there. Pretty ballsy for a member in the higher chain of commands to be on the front line, but Nathan knew that he got away.
Yeah, kind of.
He ran when the tables turned on his crew. With each one dying at his feet, there was
Wait, so now he
less
runs?
and less of a chance Paxton was going to kill Nathan that day.
Yeah, you better
He
kill
wouldn't be
Nathan.
doing it today either.
He's killing a lot of
No.
other people.
Instead, he was going
They're
to
not
feel
ponies.
the
Shut up.
exact same thing he did when he served his sister up to Elizabeth on a silver platter, not caring that she would be butchered.
The video is paused, by the way, so if it's paused for y'all, hooray! Video so far, 6-minute mark on recording so far. If it's paused for y'all right now, paused, not played, paused, then we good. If not, then freak everything I know and love. So Elizabeth is his sister, right? Did this say that he served his sister onto a freaking platter? That can't be what I just heard. I'm not gonna
And strung
rewind
up
because I
in a
don't want
chair
to mess
like a
up the
fucking
audio
doll
again.
at a child's tea party. Still, though,
That was a
thinking
cuss word.
back on everything that happened,
Yep,
Nathan couldn't help but chuckle.
I'm
A
fine.
strange bunch of people.
You were
You aren't
strange,
like
but
the
the people
normal
for cussing,
twisted
bro.
gangs of
For
brats
real.
heads I've seen over the years. You don't parade yourself around like compensating jocks. You don't just
You're a
hustle
jock.
and murder because you think you can. Nathan
Yeah.
glanced off towards the sunsets. You've
Yep.
been trying so
Murder 'cause you
hard
can.
to establish yourselves
I don't know what the
as
frick
your
I'm
own
doing.
little rival mafia family. That alone is funny. You try to emulate what many
Your life is
Italian
funny.
and
Your
British
face is
families
funny.
follow
I'm sorry, I just
without
don't like
actually
cussing.
understanding what their principles are. The only thing you made was a
Editing.
glass empire that fell and shattered just as easily as pushing over a house of cards.
Just spit on my screen, bro.
You lie, you cheat, you steal, and worst of all, you take from victims what they can't ever get back. Nathan clicked his tongue as he pointed at Paxton. I'll give you credit, though. No matter what anyone says about you, you're consistent. You're consistent and over anyone you can. But you should have amped up your training regimen for your boys, Packy. A smirk grew on Nathan's face as he leaned over the side of the trunk. One young man, who hasn't even turned 20, took on an army that expanded over 2 whole countries. And won.
2 countries?
No wonder the old families in Italy thought you were a f***. You were more serious than anyone ever gave you credit for. For so long, I wanted to put a bullet in your heart for every life you ruined. For every agreement you went back, and every deal you swindled
dark
and
quick.
cheated.
It was already
Fuck.
dark the last
As he
episode.
walked back around to the front of the trunk. But unfortunately, I don't have enough ammo for that. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to make
so
it up
sad.
faithful.
Grab
He took
out a knife
Paxton by
then.
his jaw, forcing him to look up at Nathan. Now, you get to feel what I did. You get to know what it's like to watch everything and everyone you love be broken or die horribly.
Is it gonna turn into a grim
You will
dark?
die, just as I
That would
did
be wonderful.
day. Left
I
alone
doubt it,
as you
but-
drift away and drown in selfishness. Nathan forced him into the trunk, sitting in such an awkward
Aren't you
position
selfish
that he
though,
could barely
Nathan?
move. Stomping
Doing this for
towards
your
the
own
back seat,
sanity?
he ripped open the
Isn't
door
that the definition
and
of
unbuckled
selfish?
Paxton's wife.
Selfish?
Dragging her out by her hair, he threw her into the dirt before pulling her around to the back of the car.
This
The
is
leader
your
of the
wife and
pathogen's eyes
daughter,
widened
right?
at seeing his captured beloved. Then Nathan
Did
took
I
his daughter
miss something
and threw her
or
down
what?
beside her, now holding a sledgehammer. Seeing Paxton struggle and scream out muffled
Sledgehammer?
pleas through his taped mouth, Nathan felt a dull indifference as he approached his wife. Putting the head of the hammer on the back of her left knee, He stomped down on the underside of it with enough force to break the tendons and crack the bone.
Ah!
Going to her right leg and repeating this action, he began to continuously break the poor woman.
Oh,
Slowly
nah,
traveling up
nah,
and
nah, bro. Nah. Nah. Bro. Bro. Audio. First to be lined up. Yo. But no. You can't do that. That's not
cracking through
legal.
everything in her body
I don't think he
that
cares,
could break.
though.
Pelvis, her tailbone, several segments of her spine, her ribs.
Wait, what?
She was still able to
Spine,
move
ribs,
by the
what?
time he was done, but she surely wished she couldn't. Every twitch caused excruciating pain. Paxton was now in full panic
Psychopath!
mode, trying desperately to shrug off the ropes and take off the tape.
But sneeze.
But it was no use.
Never
He
mind.
had no choice but to watch as his wife was tortured inhumanely. Left to stew in her pain before Nathan...
I'm sorry for pausing. I'm so sorry. I'm confused. Bro, what the freak? Whose wife is it? Is it the person in the trunk's wife? Because Bro, if y'all know the story behind this, explain in the comments briefly. I don't type like a whole 20 paragraphs. If you want to, go ahead, be my guest, but I don't want y'all to type that much. That'd be a lot of typing to do. I mean, I can read it, I don't care. I don't care about reading that much, but y'all typing, yeah, I don't want y'all to type that much. But, like, briefly explain, because whose wife is that? Is that the person in the trunk's wife? It can't be Nathan's, could it? Unless it... I mean, he is a psychopath. We've already established that. Maybe it... I don't know.
rammed the sledgehammer through her torso, squashing her heart like a fruit.
Oh!
Leaving the hammer in the dirt beside her corpse, he walked back to the car, taking out a moderately sized...
Last time I'm pausing, I swear. I'm so sorry. But I have to tell this. That, putting a sledgehammer to the heart and it popped like a fruit, that's probably the most gruesome thing I have ever heard in all the stuff that I read. Or, you know, all the readings I've heard and everything. 'Cause I like hearing about gore, you know. It makes the story, to me, more interesting. Call me a psychopath. I don't care. Okay? I love horror, and yeah. So I kind of like hearing about gore. Of course, in real life, I would be running for my freaking life if I seen like a dead body on the ground, obviously. But I ain't that much of a psychopath to stay around and take pictures. Nah, I'm out. I don't care if the police find a killer. I'm out. I'm not staying around that thing. Nah, the killer might come back for me. I ain't staying around that thing. But, you know, that's probably one of the most gruesome ways I've ever heard of anyone dying. And it sounds painful.
machete.
Oh,
Approaching
man.
his daughter, Nathan brought her up to her knees.
Okay, just a minute. What I'm going to do, I'll be right back. Sorry, I keep pausing, guys. But I'm trying to avoid that audio complication I had last time. So, putting my other AirPod in, taking this one out. I don't want them to fully disconnect because that could have been... My ear was itching like crazy. I'm going to just keep my right one in instead of my left. That could have been the complication I had last time. That's what happened. I took them both out. My ear was itching. I don't know. I got to clean this ear out or something, bro. I got to go to the hospital or, you know, doctors or something to get cleaned out. But let's
Then
continue.
ran her
Sorry for
through
the
with a
pause.
blade,
I
stabbing
don't
her
want
through
the
her
audio
spinal cord
complication.
and tearing through her flesh as he pulled to and fro,
Oh,
widening
man.
the cut into a gruesome linear hole. Ripping the machete out, he stepped on her bottom half, pulling upwards as hard as he could. On the fifth
Bro!
yank, her organs began to give way, and at the 13th pull, Nathan had successfully ripped her in half. Somehow, the
This
little
is
girl
probably
was still
worse
alive,
than Nightmare Night
screaming
Part
over her
4
gag.
with Diamond Tiara and
Nathan,
Silver Spoon.
annoyed by her shrill and nasally voice, rose her up, turned her around, and slammed her into the ground, head first.
Gosh,
Her
bro!
voice came to an abrupt silence as half of her skull violently exploded against the wall.
Oh, wow!
Paxton, in
Exploded!
tears, and no longer struggling, gasped for air. As he
Bro,
sobbed and cried
chill, it ain't that
pathetically through the
serious.
sticky mask. Nathan, stepping over his daughter, shoved him back into the trunk, grabbing the door.
No! What's it done? What?
I bet that didn't feel very good, now did it?
I bet not.
Nathan gave an uncaring look to the
Sounds
last pathogen,
painful.
a ghost of a smile mocking him. Good thing for you. I'm not gonna kill you just yet.
I'd rather you
I'm
kill
let
me
you
now.
simmer for a moment.
Nah,
at
kill
all
me.
Of what just happened in the last 5 minutes.
Shove the machete through my heart.
Meanwhile,
Kill
I
me.
your call.
I want to
He
die.
closed the trunk door, huffing as it
Die,
locked shut.
D-I-E. Wait a minute.
Don't have too much fun without
YouTube,
me.
I didn't mean it like that.
He turned away
YouTube,
from the
chill.
car as he heard Paxton shuffling around
YouTube,
inside.
chill. I didn't mean it like that.
Taking a phone out from his back pocket, he fished
Oh,
around
this video's
through the
getting
contacts
demonetized.
before he settled on a
YouTube, I'm
certain
sorry. I
unknown
forgot
number.
YouTube has
For a
policies.
moment, Nathan didn't do anything. He just lingered for a while.
Bro, I've been on you. I'm sorry for the pausing. The video's, well, like 5 minutes till it's over. I've been on YouTube for 7 years now, and I forgot YouTube had policies. Oh my gosh. I hate everything.
Before glancing up at the sunset.
I was joking,
The
YouTube.
light from before was now a darker orange with a touch of crimson. Night was but only a few minutes out. Breathing
Psychopath these
in, he
days,
dialed
am I
the
right?
number, bringing the phone up to his ear. Secretary del Diavolo, this is Nathan Schmidt. The pathogens have been wiped out.
They've been
Leaders,
brutally
their
murdered.
muscle, even their bases in West Virginia, London, and San Francisco have been burned and destroyed.
Burned?
He paused for a minute,
Chill.
not hearing a response. Licking his lips,
Chill.
he sniffed up to what emotions he was burying as he continued. I know I left you behind. I know I abandoned you.
Abandon
I was in
who?
a tough spot and I messed up, but I'm hoping by doing this last favor for the
I
family
messed
that
up.
there
I'm
will
so
be
confused,
no bad
bro.
blood between us. It's time we moved on. All of us.
Time
These
that I
last
move on from
3
this series,
years
I'm so
won't be
confused. I
remembered.
don't.
And the agony of the tragedy that caused all of this can finally fade away.
I'm so slow, bro. I
Consider
don't
this
understand any
my
of this.
send-off. Tell Don Alessandro that I'm sorry.
Who?
Tell
I never heard
Kiana
that
to
name
always
before.
keep that bracelet close.
What
As I'm
bracelet?
doing the same with a ring.
What
Bye.
ring?
And good luck. With that, he hung up before anyone
I
could
need luck.
respond. The call set to record just in case no one was around to hear that. Shutting the phone off, he tossed it over the edge, hearing it crack as it struck one of the rocks in its descent. Rolling his shoulders, he went back to the Ferrari,
Ruin a perfectly
reaching
good
into
phone?
the open passenger door and
Okay.
releasing the parking brake.
Okay.
Stepping out as the car rolled forward,
car.
it soon met the end of the
Car
cliffs
over there.
and soared down to the ocean. Nathan didn't even watch it fall, choosing instead to gaze at the last remaining moments of the sunset. As the last of the light from the star faded, he could feel a certain weight on his shoulders dissipate. So much so that he was able to relax them, no longer held up with the pride of a soldier or the tenseness of a killer, but let loose by the conclusion of this chapter of his life. So much regret and emptiness after all of this was said and done. Maya was avenged, and the pathogens won't ever hurt the Secretary del Diavolo anymore.
The what?
It felt
Satisfying. That's what I heard.
but at the same time, it left him pondering if killing all of these people was right in the end. He could
What?
sympathize with the wife and
Oh,
child
he's a
of
psychopath.
Paxton. They
Confirmed.
didn't deserve this, despite him ending them
Confirmed.
anyways. He won't defend his more hideous actions when going after the pathogens, but at the same
Confirmed
time,
psychopath.
where he killed hundreds, thousands more will prosper. Kiana will grow up in a world without a target on her back from something as petty and low as gangsters.
Who was
And her
that?
mother's name will not be stained with mockery. Alessandro will meet her at the gates, and when
Alessandro.
Kiana takes over,
What up?
Nathan knows
Never
she'll
heard your
do
name
all right.
before, but what up?
However, he won't go back. There's too much there that will plaster Nathan to the past. So much so that it'll eat
I gotta
away
be
at him until he
plastered to the
starts having
past.
suicidal
For either
thoughts.
other video I
He
done.
won't do that.
This is garbage, bro.
He stared at Paxton and made a promise to himself and to Maya to keep on living. It won't be easy. Living never was, but at the same time, he
Living
knew
is
he
never
would not
easy.
find his destiny if he died on these cliffs with Paxton. He can't throw himself away here when he could finally put up the guns,
Who's
lay down his fists,
Paxton?
and start a new, happier life. He may not be good at anything other than fighting and killing.
Yeah, he
Someone,
might be good at killing, just a little
somewhere,
bit.
May need that talent.
Mallet to the heart, just a little
He lived
bit.
through killing
Good at
Paxton
killing.
Mahler. Revenge, this time, had closed the book on what he has experienced, and a new page has begun. It was time for him to rest, to let go of the grief that burdened him, even if the regret was forever. It may plague him until the end of his days, but he will still carry on knowing he did the right thing in this weird, twisted way. Turning away from the cliffs, Nathan walked past the bodies of Paxton's family. leaving them to rot as the sun finally set and he disappeared into the calming night.
Okay,
Jesus, whenever someone's...
that's all of it. Well, I don't understand anything that just happened. I heard a lot of the gore though, hammer to the heart, pop like a fruit. Bro, that was probably the best way someone died. Well, I'm sounding like a real psychopath. YouTube, I'm just joking, okay? This isn't real. This never happened. I don't thought that I'm aware of it never happened. It could have happened sometime, like, you know, like not this, of course, not these same people, obviously. These are fictional characters, but someone could have died like this before. I don't know. Okay? Now chill. Okay? I do YouTube. I commentate on what I freaking hear, and I say my freaking thoughts. So chill, YouTube. Okay? Now, I'm gonna go end the video here. Got some cussing to edit out, not as much as the last one, but it's still cussing in the last video because I got too freaking lazy. I was so tired and fed up with that freaking video that I don't know. So, I am praying to God that this works out in my favor and does not freaking, you know what I mean, it works right. That's what I'm hoping. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. Don't drop phone. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, then make sure, hey phone, don't you dare fall. Nope, nope, no. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to leave a comment as always. Peace out. Yeah, subscribe. That button says subscribe. That word subscribe. Explanation mark, yo. Subscribe. Peace out.